Hello guys, Niz here. I'd like to welcome you to a series called Before You Ignore. Now, this series discusses a game's release and the first impressions about it, and ultimately determines whether a game should be ignored or not. In this edition, we'll be talking about Baldur's Gate 3, especially with its release barely 2 days away. Now, let's get to it. Before we continue, do not ignore that like and subscribe button and click that notification bell to be alerted of new content. Now, let's continue. One of the first things that we should consider when we are considering to ignore a game or not is its graphics and gameplay. Now, when we're talking about Baldur's Gate 3, we know that it's a AAA gorgeous game with fluid and smooth gameplay. From the models of its characters to the particle effects that its character and environment manifests, to the structures themselves of the environment that you interact with, all of them looks superb. And not to mention the in-game cutscenes. When you look at them, it's like looking at a scene from an animated movie. So, if looks is the criteria, we should not ignore Baldur's Gate 3. Okay, as for game systems, now, a good UI without an equally good game system to back it up looks like an awesome supercars chassis without an engine. Now, is Baldur's Gate 3 like that? Well, if you ask me, having played the early access, I think they adopted enough of the D&D rule set to give you that rich, true, authentic feeling of playing a tabletop game. You're still immersed. It feels like a genuine RPG game, only done only done with the computer. Now, as far as the depth of the gaming system, the progression system that they adopted was already deep enough. I mean, just imagine how many characters, not to mention subclasses, they have on that game. But as if that wasn't enough, just recently they dropped in the latest community update a skill tree system that will run in parallel with that progression system. Not over it, not in your placement of it, but with it. So just imagine the number of combinations you can use to customize your character, not only in theme and in background, but in abilities. If you come to think of it, this game has always been about illithids. So it should come as no surprise that they would be giving the characters the chance to feel like an illithid in some sense. And that is exactly what they did. So, if you ask me, as far as game systems are concerned, Baldur's Gate 3 should not be ignored. Now, in terms of character and backdrop story and setting, how does Baldur's Gate 3 hold up? Well, for one thing, they hired not just voice actors but proper high caliber actors like Jason Isaacs. Furthermore, they put in not one, not two, but several origin companion stories, each having its own origin story that can be modified depending on the class that you would have them take. So you just imagine the number of origin stories that you can have in total because of that setup, because of that scenario. Furthermore, this game is just a continuation of an already popular franchise of Baldur's Gate. In the two previous installments, you already had an ongoing, compelling story. So this is just continuing that. So you have that, and you add to that Larian's ability to weave such relatable, enjoyable, and immersive storytelling. Then you have the perfect package. So, if you ask me, in terms of characters and the backdrop itself, the story setting itself, you should not ignore Baldur's Gate 3. So lastly, let's go to the studio that executed this game. So, you know Larian's resume of games that they released. But more than that, you should know the story of how they entered the gaming space, especially being the underdogs that they were. If you would know that and you would base it on that, this game should not be ignored. Now, check out these videos about what makes a good RPG and if Baldur's Gate 3 qualifies as one. With that, thanks for dropping by, and as always, see you guys on the next one.